Yeah.
That's recording now. I'll cut off any excess. It's alright.
Yeah.
Apparently there's some time function.
Okay.
Hey guys.
Hey. How we doing? Are we started?
I think we're not started on there, but we've started on there.
No.
I might keep it in here just for shits and giggles, mate, as you said.
I like it. Let's do it. Right.
We all happy?
I'm happy enough. Always.
Sam's doubled down on his beers. Oh fuck! I forgot the flapjack. Never mind. That's the first F-bomb on the camera.
There we go. Right.
And it came from me of all people.
Go away. Okay.
You courage.
We are back once again here on the Collapsing Pocket podcast, brought to you by Royal Flush Designs for our size favourite pod of the year. It is, of course, our pre-draft, mock draft podcast.
Woohoo!
Sam Aykroyd to my left, he's excited, aren't you?
Yes.
Have we called it mockcast?
Mockcast. I was instantly pull you up. There's no way this is Simon's favourite one.
Oh?
Simon's favourite draft podcast of the year.
Is it not?
He most prefers Fantasy Night.
Yeah.
It's not a podcast, though. This is a podcast, mate.
Well,
we could make the Fantasy Draft a podcast,
still
couldn't we?
talk about it on the
That
pod.
would be very boring.
Well,
for
now
everyone.
it's branching out into different mediums.
Of course.
Rather than
Of course. I was just about to say, folks, that for the very first time we are live, not just on the airways, we are live right there. Hello, folks. I've just realised I'm on camera, so we just get a
I
little...
like how we say we're live. We're not live.
We're not live, but you know, I've just got my brush and my shirt. I knew it was on camera, so I thought I'd make an effort.
Sam knew as well, just in case anyone was wondering.
Yeah, there he is.
That's what I wear all the time. That's a shot for you.
Yes, Sam.
We got you on your right side, though.
You have?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely my best side. Good profile for me, this, yeah. Sam is there. Simon Carroll is here to my right. How are you doing, Si?
Not too bad, mate. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm looking forward to this. I've made my notes.
Yeah, you both made
Yeah, I know who we're picking.
Nice few days ahead of me.
Just to let you all know,
You made your notes.
they're my
You
notes.
just not brought them with you.
They're internal notes and they're on the phone
On
as
the
well,
phone,
as per usual. And the order will be Sam's picking at 1, Si's picking at 2, I'm picking at 3, and so on and so forth. We will come to our mock draft. We're very excited about that later. 2 days to go. Probably by the time you guys listen to this, 1 day to go, or the draft was yesterday. We're not quite sure.
It'll be 1 day.
How it's going to work, but
life won't be happy, but it'll be 1 day.
He's got some days off this week.
He does have days off.
I'm going to go and see somebody in a play
He's
on
going
Thursday.
he's going to come and see the sold out gig at Sale, the Waterside Arts Centre.
Not as X-rated as I was hoping, apparently, but you know.
Well, I've had to put my knob away, Sam, so she'll come down and see it.
Well,
Don't want to embarrass her.
that's fair enough. I think you might lose a little from the performance.
Don't want to embarrass Sally.
Anyway. Don't want to get her jealous.
No one's going to get shown up. That's fine.
It is cold.
You'll have a lovely evening, Si. It's very good little play.
Very
Looking
kind.
forward to it.
Very kind. Thank you very much. Well, I've got a couple of beers after, mate, I imagine.
Definitely.
Right, little bit of news we're going to touch on. We say quickly, we're going to try and keep the news to less than half an hour as it was last week.
Sam.
What?
No, Sam has rightly pointed it out to us. The biggest piece of news we've had since last Tuesday, when we were last on, is the news of one of your old mates, Sam, Willie Snead, no longer needed in Norlands. He's on his way to certainly bolster this Baltimore Ravens wide receiving core that was possibly the worst in the league last season, side. But suddenly, you're throwing in Willie Snead alongside John Brown, alongside Michael Crabtree. Question we're going to ask ourselves, isn't it? Maybe we'll answer this later in our mock draft. Have the Ravens sorted that wide receiving core and no longer need to look for a wide receiver in the draft?
If you're asking me, I don't know if they've sorted it. I think they've given themselves options now in the first round, in particular. Before you look at it, the cupboard's looking bare. You're thinking they're going to have to take a wide receiver first round if they want, that extra person, a little bit more. Now they might be thinking we've got 3 guys we could probably roll with. And let's face it, they've rolled with worse than this before.
They certainly have.
They're picking at number 16. They might think, well, we'll bolster our offensive line, address wide receiver, get a young guy in maybe 2nd, 3rd rounds. It's interesting, isn't it?
It's not
basically,
unlike,
everybody's mock drafts may have gone out the window, they may not.
Who knows?
It's not unlike Cleveland's approach to the running backs this.
It's exactly the same, yeah.
Just stop high load.
Yeah, well, 2 months ago we decided they were absolutely going to take on first pick, definitely nailed on.
Yeah.
And then they brought in a lot of aging talent or whatever, maybe, but talent all the same.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, well, they don't need to address that instantly.
Interesting.
It is interesting because maybe they're thinking there's one wide receiver we think's the bee's knees in this draft, Calvin Ridley. He's a cut above the rest. If he doesn't make it to 16, maybe they go, that's us not interested in wide receiver in the first round. So maybe they still take one. And maybe they've got 4 people on that roster they could, can have a fight. Let's face it, John Brown's hardly, secure.
I mean, John
You
Brown.
can't bank on him, can you? He's forever got concussions.
He's concussed, and does
Well, back on Willie Snead, to be fair.
Well, he didn't exactly have the most productive year last year, but he did show some talent a couple of years ago.
He did. 2 years before last year, I think it was something like 1,600, 1,700 yards.
I'd get very similar yardage with that arm thrown to me there, to be fair.
Would you? And you and everybody else?
Similar.
Let's not.
Not concerned at all, Sam, that the receiving options are sort of being depleted in New Orleans as the off-season goes on.
We've still got elite wide receiver.
True.
Ted Ginn's not that good, mate.
And you can't polish your turd, but
Best phrase ever.
buff it up a little bit, can't you?
Are you talking about Kobe Fleener there, by any chance?
No, not at all. I just think wide receiver isn't. He's never going to be that desperate with Drew Brees there in the same way that. He'll find people he needs to find.
Well, he's got 2 of them coming out of the backfield who can cast patches.
We'll revisit it in 2 years' time when Drew Brees is dead and buried, shall we?
I'd say 3, but yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right.
Okay, that was that news. We had a little bit of news from Pat Shermer, who's come out and kind of confirmed that Beckham is going to be staying on the Giants roster for the 2018 season, putting to bed, I guess, for now, those rumours that maybe Mr. Belichick was sniffing around, and maybe the
news, not news. I mean, I did enjoy the fact that OBJ was always going to stay, wasn't he? Really, let's be honest, he's too good. But Dez being released, making noise, he wanted to go and sign for the Giants, training in the off season with OBJ. Still, it's not silly shit. Brandon Marshall coming out and saying, "Sorry, bro, no room at the inn."
Yeah.
Next thing you know, Brandon Marshall cut.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What are you saying, Si?
I'm saying Brandon Marshall ain't good enough to play for the Giants anymore. OBJ definitely is. Whether or not Des Bryant signs for the Giants is another thing. I don't think he will.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think I just read a news article a little earlier today that was saying that the Giants have kind of cooled their interest on Des Bryant. This follows the Baltimore Ravens, who we talked about as a possible landing spot for him at one point. They're as you say, the inn's kind of full now in their wide receiver.
Perhaps he's going to the 8th wonder then.
Wow.
Maybe.
The longer it goes in free agency, the more the Saints make sense. They can get a better value for him. They've obviously just lost Willie Snead. It is interesting.
Nice red zone threat.
To be honest, like Des, we saw a week ago. Des saying, "Oh, I'm not going to Green Bay. There's too much water under the bridge." Like Des will be lucky he'd be clever to keep his mouth shut and take wherever he gives him the money. There's not many teams left that Des possibly could go to, and if the Saints do come calling, he should bite their hand off because they're one of those probably star teams he could sign for. Outside of that, he's ending up in Buffalo or somewhere like that on a very small contract, and he's going to have to take it. That's the way it is at the moment, and that's Dallas's fault for releasing him too late. He'd probably have a contract right now if it wasn't.
Pats, you think, Sam?
Again,
option.
Yeah, great option, but he'll be taking a big pay cut if he's playing for the Patriots.
Will he be on a roster by the 1st of May? Next week?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
1st of June?
Yeah, maybe. You're getting into training camps there. People might go down. You might have looked at and think that guy's not as good as I thought he was. Willie Snead's not as good as we thought he was. He's not 10 million over 2 years worth. Maybe we need to bring Des in. Des has obviously got a lot of talent. It's just hard to push him in somewhere now that everyone's paid money for people, isn't
a
it?
somewhat wounded ego that he's not been snapped up straight away as well, I imagine.
Well, there you are. That's comes with age, doesn't it? You have to deal with it.
Yeah, the old bastard now, he's nearly 30.
Yeah.
Right, so there we go. That was
One scrap heap at
bit
30.
of NFC East wide receiver news. And the only other little piece of news that I guess came out over the past week was we had the schedule released, wasn't it, lads? The fixtures for the 2018 season. And we open week 1 with defending Super Bowl champions, as has become tradition in the NFL. The opening Thursday night game at home to the Atlanta Falcons, and this is an interesting fixture, Sam. This was a Falcons team that pushed them all the way in the playoffs, gave them the
Yeah, it's going to be an absolute dud of a first day.
Who's winning?
Well, I don't know.
Right. Okay, so we don't know who's winning.
Well, it's a little early to call it, isn't it? But,
yeah. I think you might say.
The Eagles are the better team currently, let's say though. But it's going to be a boring game.
Yeah.
I think it could be why in 12 months to a similar podcast. Someone saying the same thing about the Chiefs versus the Patriots, and the Chiefs stood in the world.
I think so. I think this is a beauty
that outlier notwithstanding.
I mean, yeah, we are literally not going to stop predicting these fixtures right now. But,
no, of course not.
There's a few other things to look for. Where we cast our
the thing about that first game
list.
It's just got a huge capacity to disappoint. Now.
Yeah.
Every year it does though. It doesn't matter. It's always the Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, it is.
Champions up against normally.
But I don't think anyone's excited.
Yeah, somebody who can test.
I don't think anyone's that excited about Chiefs Pats last year.
I disagree. I think that was a great start in the season game, and it turned out to be so as well. No, I thought the Chiefs. Everyone liked the Chiefs back in the.
I don't think we thought they'd win, but I thought it'd be a decent.
Yeah. It'd be a dust up.
Thanksgiving, our 3 fixtures again. Tradition that we have.
Size house.
Size sports.
One we're staying up for as well, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. We'll get the other ones out the way. The other ones out the way. Lions, Bears, Cowboys, Redskins. 2 divisional matches there, and tradition that the Lions and the Cowboys are at home on Thanksgiving. And then this is the one we're all interested in, isn't it? Is the Falcons and the Saints. Arguably the best rivalry in the NFL right now in terms of where those 2 teams are, the strength of the rivalry.
There's a quality, maybe.
Discuss.
Yeah. Possibly.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's different. That division is one of the best divisions in football. Sam's got a bit of interesting news about a team in that division, about the Buccaneers. But outside the Buccaneers, you've got the Panthers in that mix as well. But it doesn't really quite feel like the same kind of rivalry as you've got with the Falcons.
Intense between those 2, isn't it? It's, got fierce.
You can never predict a season in the NFL. Nobody thought that, the Eagles would be that good this last year. So it's hard to say. We all thought the Buccaneers, for instance, were going to be great this year.
Didn't we just? Yeah.
But
and the Giants, don't forget.
You can only go on what you've seen. Yeah. And that is going to be a great game on Thanksgiving.
And a couple of other things we've highlighted, just you folks may be interested in. There's a fixture on Christmas Eve, Christmas morning, Christmas Day morning technically, Christmas Eve night, 1:15. It's Denver at Oakland, which could be a complete write-up of a fixture, couldn't it? Let's be honest.
You'll be on your eggnog. You won't have to win.
Well,
exactly.
I mean, if you stay up to watch it, you'll have a mince pie and sniff of sherry, won't you?
By Christmas Eve, that's 2 4-7 teams going at it.
Yeah.
It always gets exciting about that time of year.
John Gruden's 10-year contract looking exceedingly dodgy over there.
And our opening Monday night football of the season, as ever, it's the double header. It opens with an absolute barnstormer looking fixture. The Jets at the Lions, Sam. You're covering that game, that's for sure. First week of the season.
I'm fine with that. I think
which quarterback's there, mate?
Well,
we'll find out, won't we?
We'll find out, won't we?
I think that'd be a good game. I don't see why you're beating down the Jets after their fairly reasonable season last year. Only going to
all 5 wins.
Yeah.
You want to watch Jets Lions on prime time?
Yeah, be happy with that. That'd be a good game.
It's funny, isn't it? Because people we're talking to on this podcast is most people. Well, not saying most people, but the likelihood is, as UK fans, is that we're much more likely to watch the 6 PM and 9:25 games than we are Sunday night football or Monday night football because it's 1:15 in the morning.
Yeah.
So these games that everyone moves to prime time and everyone's supposed to be watching,
yeah,
we actually are less likely to watch in this country.
Yeah, true.
So
true.
I don't suppose you certainly won't be staying up to watch it, will you?
Well, see how my work schedule is, but
your second game you've got, if you do stay awake for it, Sam, it's Rams at the Raiders, which is California derby.
Yeah, just Rams walk all over the Raiders.
Gruden's first game on Monday Night Football. There you go.
He's going
a nice little touch there.
pasted.
Cheeky little narrative.
And the other fixture we plucked out is a podcast matchup.
Grudge match.
A grudge match. Another California derby. We've got the San Francisco 49ers, my boys, at size LA Chargers. Week 4. probably not going to be shown on the telly.
Probably not, but don't know which no marks. Your boy Jimmy G's got in front of him week 1 to 3, so that's it. Mark it down. That's his first loss.
You reckon?
Of his career.
I don't know, mate. We're playing the Vikings in week 1. It could be.
Oh, no marks. No
And the
marks.
other one I looked out for, of course, was week 13, Sherman v Seattle.
Oh, just week 13, not anywhere else.
Forget the return fixture. That's the one I'm looking for. Right, that was the news. Oh, Sam had an exciting piece of news relating to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, his favourite team.
Come on. This is awesome.
Well,
this is a nice segue into the draft.
Draft news. I think it's on day 3, round 4 of the draft this year. Everyone's having a bit of fun with it, apparently. No more so than the Buccaneers, who will be having their picks delivered by airmail.
Yeah.
In the shape of a parrot, because
yes.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, don't know if a buccaneer is a kind of pirate.
And what do pirates have?
Pirates have wooden legs
They
and
do.
eye patches.
They do, and?
So, ships.
And what do they have on their shoulder?
Please. Oh, parrots.
Parrots, there you go.
So,
I can't wait for the parrot to say somebody else's name. pick a kicker. Like,
yeah.
That's what they should blame the parrot for the time they picked Aguayo.
Aguayo in the second round.
The parrot's not saying it, he's just carrying a piece
delivering
of
it.
paper.
Oh,
From the pirate
when
ship.
you say the word parrot, you assume it's talking.
Well, unless there's a really good, some good draft options called
I'm
Polly,
absolutely
then it's not going to happen, is it?
Favourite pirates of all time, Sam? Dustin Hoffman's Hook's got to be up there, hasn't it? That was pretty good.
No.
No? Not a fan of that film.
My favourite pirate.
Not really.
There's a guy called Guybrush Threepwood from the computer game back in the days.
Okay.
Return to Monkey Island.
Yeah.
There you
Absolutely
go.
awesome.
Showing your age and your geekiness there, Sam.
Yeah, you can download
Love
stuff
it.
for the PlayStation. It's awesome.
Waiting for your pirate, Sam. We're not moving on without your pirate.
I can't think of a name. There is quite a famous female pirate just taught the Caribbean for about 50 years.
Keira Knightley.
No, it's not. Anyway. This is going to be boring now because I can't remember her name and can't.
Research it, folks. Female pirate that went around the Caribbean for 50 years.
Well, let's just say Redbeard.
Why not?
From that film.
Why not? There you go. Fabulous. I'm glad we heard that.
News done. Flash.
That's it. There's your news, folks.
I mean,
go on.
Not the first animal, by the way, to pick for a team.
No.
Remember last year, the Indianapolis Colts for some reason had an orangutan.
An orangutan.
Picking their. Doing wonders for them. So let's see.
I like it.
This parrot's got a lot to live up to.
I'm very vague when you say picking because unless they're saying it, they're not picking it, are they?
But they're generally picking it. They list the names, whichever one the parrot lands on, that's who they're having.
Yeah. And my final question is...
It's risky.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it's a risky.
It's all the same name.
Yeah.
There's no way.
No, it's ballsy maneuver.
They have 4 different... No, fuck
my last question on that, Sam. In the real world, who would win out of an orangutan and a parrot?
An orangutan would absolutely slaughter a parrot, just catch it and strangle it.
Wouldn't the parrot sort of like dive in, peck its eyeballs, fly out? No.
No way.
I don't know if it was...
Orangutans are pretty hard, mate.
I don't know if it was a parrot, but Rowan Atkinson as Zazu in Lion King survived hyenas. Just saying.
It's a survived hyena.
It's a hornbill, but I'll let you have it.
It's a kind of parrot. It survived just by being...
Having good mates, yeah.
That's
how you got. That's how you got here.
Yeah, he was just. He was kept in a cage for the entire duration of Scar's, reign as king of the.
I was talking about the time that he was chasing after the kids, and he got swallowed and spat out.
The hyenas nearly got him. He went through the mixer, didn't he?
He had the protection of Mustafa.
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 Not Mustafa.
Mufasa. Fair enough. I was just tweaking.
Fascinating stuff though that was.
Sure, we're moving on.
Let's crack on to our second annual NFL mock draft here on the Collapsing Pocket. Over to Simon Carroll, the commissioner of this draft.
Alright, CPP mock draft number 2, 2018. We have a list of teams, 1 to 32. Of course, the Cleveland Browns are picking twice. The Patriots are picking twice. I think the Buffalo Bills are picking twice as well. So far, we have. So far on the board, we've got some team needs that we personally think are on the wall. We've got some potential first round candidates up on the wall. The lads, we've all got our own Big
There's
boards,
paperwork
we're all
everywhere,
around,
folks.
bit of research,
Yeah, yeah.
We're going to fly through this. We've started off with Sam. We thought
Quick
it'd be
question here. There's a lot of names on there I don't recognise.
yeah.
Sam Amadou, obviously Aiko Kawawaradu. Bits in the middle.
These
Right.
are the actual GMs. So you,
Oh, right, okay.
for Cleveland, Sam, John Dorsey, Aykroyd. For this moment, you are pretending
Aykroyd.
to be whatever, John Dorsey.
John Dorsey.
So, Dorset, whoever. I expect you to think a little bit like him, not just like yourself.
Right,
Right?
bear in
Don't just
mind-
take liberties.
Bear in mind, I genuinely don't know who he is. The first name that I recognise is John Elway, and then you're going right down. I feel like I know John Lynch, but I'm not sure why.
You've worn his bad on about him for about years.
Probably what it is. Joe Jones, I know.
Yeah.
And
Do you not even know
Belichick.
Mickey Loomis?
Yeah, we are. No.
The GM of the Saints.
Yeah, not.
Yeah, there you go.
Alright. Anyway, that's
Anyway.
irrelevant. Shall we crack on?
Let's crack on, Si. Are we
Sam.
giving you...
Aykroyd, Cleveland Browns.
On the clock, 90
You on the
seconds, is it?
clock, 90 seconds. Try 60, mate, let's have it.
Oh, what?
Am I timing this?
Nah, don't
It's
worry
fine,
about
because
it.
basically,
Relative time.
assuming John Dorsey's an intelligent, cultured man,
Here we
he's
go,
gonna go
folks.
for the best passer in the quarterback class this year, I'd say. And
Quarterback.
Work out from there. Josh Rosen.
Josh
Whoa!
Rosen to the Browns.
There's been a bit of talk about he's maybe a bit lightweight. There's always chat about the mentality of all these QBs.
Is he?
But for my mind, he's got the most natural skill set out of any QB.
Is he the right fit for
I
the
like
City of
the
Cleveland?
argument. At the end of the day, Josh Rosen, obviously, people say character concerns. He's his own guy. He does things his own way. He's definitely the most pro-ready,
He's backtracked on saying he's
Whether-
going to go to Cleveland as well. Backtracked on that.
as he smartly should have done. Whether or not he fits in Cleveland, I think that's we're only ever going to find out once we see him play. I mean, no one really knows. I mean, he's worthy of the first round pick in the other draft. It just happens to be 4 quarterbacks in this one that could also
Just associate him with
he's the
because
best
he's UCLA, associate him with the sunshine and everything
Yeah.
and the heat. But sod it, I think he can do
Yeah.
a perfectly great job up there.
All right, there we
you
go.
go.
That's the first shock of the draft. Right, who are we up to next? New York Giants.
Simon, Dave Gettleman Carroll, you are on the clock.
Okay, it's going to be very quick. I've never made any bones about it. You guys look at the notes
Yeah.
on your sheet.
Yeah.
The best player in this draft by far is Saquon Barkley. I think New York Giants have a need at running back. There's no way Jonathan Stewart's getting it done.
No.
The other option would be to take quarterback themselves and be prepared for life after Eli Manning. I don't think that's going to happen. I think everyone's bought into Eli Manning. The way they've stuck by him for the last few months since they got rid of the absolute mess of the front office and head coach last year. I just think they're going to stick with the Eli role for 2 more years if they manage to get a good running game out of that. Obviously they've got good wide receivers there as well. Makes complete sense. Saquon Barkley is off the board, causing consternation for a few teams who thought they may have a chance at him. Saquon Barkley gone, number 2.
There we go. And the Giants address their quarterback issues further down the line, I guess.
If they got one, yeah.
Yeah,
They're
they-
going. Or whether
Excuse the fact I put.
Well, they've got one in that Eli
Swan
can't play
back.
for more than
Plenty of
couple
spelling mistakes,
surely.
Just cross that out.
Yeah.
But the nice thing there for New York, they've got their obviously a bit of a bling team, aren't they?
Yeah.
They've got a potential absolute superstar there,
They do.
and they've already got a
They do.
They've got
superstar
their
wide
Zeke.
receiving as well.
Could be a franchise changer.
I would say Barkley and Beckham together
Could be
would be a nice mean.
You happy with that, mate? You like that pick?
And it's got a nice.
That's what I had in my draft one too,
Yeah.
definitely.
Fabulous. Right, my name is Mike McCagnon.
And you're picking for the New
I
York
am
Jets,
picking
mate.
for the New York Jets. It's the biggest circus in town. Mike McCagnon, he is just Mr. Barnum, isn't he? And I need a ringleader in my circus.
There's only one reason you moved from
This
6 to
is-
3, isn't it, pal?
This is the city of swag. This is New York
Oh,
City.
loving it!
I need a big character. I need a cocky little shit who'll go out there and say,
Big.
come on, let's do it. Okay, I need a big character. I need in a small stature. I'm taking Baker Mayfield.
Yes!
The New York Jets.
Yes.
Seems a perfect fit. Is that what you
I
had?
had as well.
There you
I had
go.
it in my draft.
There
I
we
just
go.
loved the fit. I think it's absolutely awesome. Fantastic. Baker
Yeah,
Mayfield
that'll do,
going.
mate.
He's
That'll
the new
do,
Broadway Joe. Broadway
Broadway
Baker.
Joe, baby.
Tell you what, great. This is exciting for New York.
Absolutely, yeah.
These two boys coming
Yeah.
Sam, let me ask you a question, mate. You're back on the board. John Dorsey, as you call him. Once more time. You pick your quarterback.
in. Yeah.
You were hoping Saquon falls to number 4.
Ooh.
Yeah, because you definitely jump on that.
What do you do now, mate?
Well, there's two issues here. So what you could do, when you said Saquon's the best player in this draft by an absolute country mile, you seem to be forgetting the slightly less glamorous position of guard, where...
I'm not forgetting it.
Alright, well, Quentin Nelson is as good a guard as Saquon Barkley as a running back at least, if not better. And Cleveland do want to... got that gap on the offensive line now with Joe Thomas.
Well, that's offensive tackle.
Yeah,
so
it's still that line there.
do you go for offensive guard? Are you open for business? Because someone's itching over here. I don't know what's going on.
But the other thing.
hang on.
The other thing Cleveland need to do is sort out that secondary.
Oh.
There's a few positions on there they need. There's more than one.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of value in the secondary class on this draft a bit further down. So I'm going to be on the phone to
hang on.
Brandon Bean.
Hang on. Hello.
Yes, there, Brandon Bean.
Hello. There's a phone call coming in.
Who's Brandon Bean? Bob
I'm
Ward,
sat in
number
my
12.
Orchard Park office, and I've got a phone call. Hello.
I'm going to say, Buffalo, if you want this,
Hello. This is.
would you like to
This is
step up?
Brandon Bean.
Would you like to step up to number 4 in this draft, sort out your
Oh
dire
my God! I
quarterback situation?
absolutely would love the chance to jump up to number 4.
Well,
We
I'll be able
absolutely
to first
desperately.
round.
We haven't had a quarterback since Jim Kelly in Buffalo.
that
No
goes to
offense to
you.
Bledsoe.
And you've got 2 first-round picks that we quite like as well.
You've got 2. You want 2 of our first-round picks for your
This is
number 4.
This is for an elite quarterback that you can hang your hat on as a franchise.
Can I give up 2 first-round picks?
You're lucky if that's all he's asking for, mate.
Tell you what, I'm at number 12 and I'm at number 22. You wouldn't be interested in my number 12 pick, my second-round pick, and my second-round pick for next year.
No, I don't complicate it too much.
You want both my first-round picks in this
I
draft?
think that's a fair price.
Oh,
think
listen,
it's-
John, you're driving a hard bargain, but you know what?
Probably have 4th-round pick off you this
With
year
the
as well.
Buffalo Bills, we haven't had a quarterback since Jim Kelly. I'm taking it. Oh my God! I'm going all in, boys. I'm going all in. I'm going all the way up to number 4 as the Buffalo Bills.
I wasn't expecting this.
Oh my goodness me! I've given away the 12th pick. I've given away the 22nd pick. Oh, what a capital I've given away.
Well, you've not got a long left on the clock, mate. 60
I tell
seconds
you
is up.
what,
So.
I've got 60 seconds. I don't even know which one I'm going to pick. No, I do.
You need
I
a
do.
quarterback, mate.
I'm going for a blue-collar quarterback. No, I'm going to go for the man who this time last year would have been taken number 1 overall. Give me Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold in Buffalo.
No, so we're still on 4-4 here.
As expected, we have now 3 quarterbacks off the board in the first 4 picks. Now, this is interesting because I think that John Elway needs a quarterback. I don't know what you guys think. I think that Case Keenum is not the answer going forward, but I think in this scenario, John Elway will want any quarterback not named Josh Allen.
Right.
now.
Okay.
Why?
Why is that so?
Because he's not ready, and he's, to me, he's looking for someone with a bit of attitude. He'd love Baker Mayfield to fall to him. He'd love Josh Rosen to fall to him. Josh Rosen is basically the new John Elway.
Yep.
West Coast kid. Doesn't necessarily want to go to a certain team. Got an attitude problem.
Yeah,
Doesn't necessarily have to play football. These kind of things. I just don't think Josh Allen is the right fit in Denver, which caused me all kinds of consternation because I just assumed they would go that high. To me, they've got issues. Akeem Talib's gone, and there's nobody telling me that Denzel Ward isn't worth the 5th overall pick in any other draft.
Wow.
But because of this draft and there's so much talent, it's either him or it's Quentin Nelson. I just don't think that John Elway thinks that you pick a guard at number 5. To me, this is a cornerback. It's Denzel Ward. He's got
There you go, Wardy.
If there was any other quarterback left on the board, he'd have gone for him. I just don't think that Josh
That's
Josh
an interesting
Allen
one, that
is the
side.
one he wants, mate.
Denzel Ward.
Well, you are back on the clock.
Nice
mate.
one. Oh, it's me again. Wow, wait, I'm busy in this first round, aren't I? I am Chris Ballard of the Indianapolis Colts. I am not going to make the mistake of yesteryear. I'm not going to make the mistake that Ryan Grigson made year after year after year. I have got a quarterback whose ceiling is arguably the best player in the NFL, Sam. I need to keep him upright. What haven't we had for years in Indianapolis? We haven't had a decent O-line. And staring at me is my fighting Irishman, is Quentin Nelson. Get him signed up for the
actual
Colts.
best player in the draft.
Oh, well, there
That's
you
a
go.
ballsy call.
Well, of course he is. He's a Notre Dame boy. That's how we breed him.
Quentin Nelson.
Quentin Nelson for the Indianapolis Colts. Andrew Luck kept upright. The Colts relevant again?
No. Anyway,
Well,
I
I
guess
don't even know if he's starting yet. Not quite Nelson.
interesting. They could have had a pass rush there. They didn't go for him. Interesting.
No, I didn't. I thought, no, we've got to keep my franchise quarterback on his feet.
Big Sam, you're back on the clock, pal. Your beloved Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and this is an interesting pick. I can't wait with this.
Yeah,
pick.
who's he going to pick for his most hated team?
Well, this was always going to break my heart, and when I went through my draft, I thought this is going to break my heart if he goes there. So I don't think, but it's going to be on secondary.
Oh, you think secondary?
I
Yeah.
think it's on secondary. I think they're going to go for a real star at safety.
No.
Derwin,
Oh,
James.
yes, they
Florida
are.
State.
Love it. Safety.
Yes, they are.
Derwin James, and that's exactly who I had mocked in my draft as well. I just feel like the home state kid.
Yeah.
He's not so versatile as Minka, but you know what you're getting him. He's just as good as Minka, essentially, without the versatility. I think it's an awesome pick. But yeah, I'm back on the clock already. This is moving quick.
Wowzers.
Chicago Bears. This is an issue because I am pretty sure that they would have done cartwheels in their war room if Quentin Nelson had fallen, and he could have done because the Colts may have gone Bradley
Could have
Chubb.
gone Chubb, I'd say, yeah.
If you're the Bears now, how can you pass up on Chubb? Like,
Well,
How
so
can-
that name you've just been mentioning,
which name is that?
Minka.
They could
Need
do
a
some
bit-
help in the
need a
back.
bit
It's
of the
more
backfield as
cornerback,
well.
I feel, and it's only they did manage to retain Kyle Fuller, who was off an offer sheet was made
Yeah.
by the Green Bay Packers. I just don't see how they. I mean, Bradley Chubb probably better playing as defensive end on a 4-3. 3-4 still can do it outside linebacker, and let's face it, most teams in the sub packages play as much as they do in the base package nowadays. Give me Bradley Chubb, defensive
We had
end,
to go somewhere, didn't he?
NC State.
No, it's interesting this. Do we think Bradley Chubb is going to fall this far in the real draft?
No.
Well, I don't think that's unrealistic, really. If you get a low quarterback run at the top.
Yeah, quarterback
Um,
one, we could see Barkley going ahead of him. And
Are Denver not going to go?
yeah, the two there, obviously Denver and Indy were the ones you go, maybe Chubb.
I know
think-
you differ on this, Sam. Saquon Barkley to me is the best player in this draft, regardless of position.
Mhm.
Quentin Nelson is probably in the top 3 or 4, maybe 5. I don't think he goes as high as 6 because, yeah, like you say, the value of the offensive guard just doesn't quite ring true compared
Even
to
on
the
a team
positions.
that absolutely desperately needs it.
If this situation wouldn't pan out, I would be very surprised if Bradley Chubb went after Quentin Nelson,
Okay.
just because of what you can get from him.
Yeah.
It's hard to find pass rush talent than Bradley Chubb. Anyway, Rob, you're back on the clock, mate, with your beloved San Francisco 49ers. Oh no! What's happened?
The choices
Look what's
I
happened.
got here.
Wardy's going to be kicking.
Wowzers. Oh.
Sam is going to be gutted.
Oh, do you know what? It's too good not to, isn't it? I mean, I am looking at, with this situation with Reuben Foster. I'm keeping my eye on that and going, may we have to go back into the linebacker market.
May?
We're looking at Tremaine Edmonds there, obviously, jumping out at me, and McQuain Smith. But I said this to you last week, guys, I want to build this secondary. I want to build this secondary right up, and I'm looking at Minka Fitzpatrick right there, and I am going to take
You've already got a hell of a
Right,
secondary put
Sam.
together.
Get him in
No.
there. No,
Yeah,
we haven't.
they've got
No, we
Sherman.
absolutely. We have Sherman. We need to
Didn't you
build
get
around
someone
that.
off the no-fly zone as well? I thought
No, mate, you're thinking about Keith Lee going to the Rams there, pal. Minka
No, I want to build up
Fitzpatrick,
this secondary
number
side.
9. That is a pick that I had penciled in as well, mate.
There you go.
We've got some here at Tampa Bay, San Francisco. Who else have I got? Saquon, obviously. Baker Mayfield as
Yeah.
well. These are all similar picks to mine.
Colin Minka safety there as well, interesting.
He is a safety, mate, but he may moonlight.
He's a hybrid, isn't he?
Slot corner,
Defensive back as well.
nickel corner, even move up to linebacker.
Yeah.
You know, in this obvious run
Multi-talent.
situation.
For my money, by the way, Barkley, Nelson and Fitzpatrick are the 3 people just to watch through years to come as well. I think they'll be absolutely, they're the 3 best players in that. For my
Let's put some stars on.
Fabulous.
Sam Aykroyd.
I like it.
Avenue,
Aykroyd Avenue. Putting his money where his mouth
Nelson,
is.
Saquon. Not the same for Bradley Chubb, mate. Not quite as confident now.
It could very well be, but I think Nelson and Barkley are just very good in their
Surefire. They're a
Absolute
sure thing as
surefire,
you'll get.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well
think
done.
Minka Fitzpatrick's like his versatility and his brain, he's smart. I think he'd be make an impact straight away first season.
Do you think he could fall to us at 9?
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, there's Derwin James, who's not an out-and-out safety.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think we'll
Yeah.
perhaps jump ahead of him there. And also, just there's a lot of value in secondary as well. People are going to go for sort of slightly big positions, maybe.
Interesting how the safety market wasn't huge in free agency, and yet we've got 2 safeties in the top back. Maybe Fitzpatrick
It is
is
interesting,
more of
yeah.
a defensive back, but in our top 10 we've got 2 safeties.
Maybe this is why the safety market's not moved on so quickly.
Yeah.
The opportunity's there.
True enough, mate.
Sam, you're on the board, pal. You're
Reggie.
Big Reg.
Big Reggie.
I don't know who that is.
That's open, mate.
So who are you going to give Gruden his first ever drill, his first draft pick back?
Well, we
Okay.
do need linebacker, don't they? It's
Should have got another
very.
beer here.
Hmm?
Should have got another beer, sorry.
There's 2 very good ones still on the boards. Between Tremaine Edmonds and Roquan Smith, we're calling it Roquan.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't mind, just sorting out the
yeah,
bellies. Cheers. Aye.
Well, I'm going to go Roquan Smith.
Roquan Smith.
Great call. Great
Lovely.
call. Yeah.
Call him. I think we'll call him an outside linebacker. Depends what situation he's in. Looking at the Raiders, 3-4. You've got Khalil Mack on one side, having Roquan on the other side. Maybe pushed inside to middle linebacker. Not sure he's necessarily the pass rush you're looking for, but
Do you know, Bismarck, would you have Tremaine ahead of him?
I do have Tremaine ahead of him. I think Tremaine's probably one of the top 3 guys in this draft. You look size, speed, guy. He might not hit it off straight away. But
Sure. Yeah.
to me, I mean, we'll talk about it in a
Yeah,
second,
yeah,
because
let's
I'm
do it,
definitely
man.
picking him for
Let's do
the Dolphins.
Yeah.
But Roquan Smith, I've not got any issue with him going to the Raiders. I think I might have even mocked him to the Raiders. We'll take that. And we'll take this one because on the board, as we just discussed, is Tremaine Edmonds, which is the inside linebacker for Virginia Tech. You take one look at this guy, he is an absolute monster. He's massive, he moves like lightning, he is left to right, he can cover the field, he can do it all, he can go after the quarterback if you need to, his pass coverage is awesome. A bit of lustre seems to have fallen off him as the draft process has gone on. He started off as this guy who everyone talked about could be the next big thing. For some reason, other names like Roquan Smith, like Davenport, people like that seem to be moving up the board.
Sure, yeah.
People are starting to get a bit slow on Tremaine Edmonds. Edmonds shot Alabama, maybe some people saying it could be better. To me, Tremaine Edmonds is the man. I just think he's possibly the next. Someone along the lines of Luke Kuechly can do it all. And if Miami pass on a guy like this, then they are absolutely it is. It would not surprise.
It wouldn't surprise you at Miami, would it? Let's be honest.
Well, no, Tremaine Edmonds is going at number 11 for me.
Lovely stuff.
That's how you feel 60 seconds.
This is looking, maybe not in the order we were expecting, some of us, but this is kind of looking what I imagine the top 10, 11 is kind of going to, how it's going to unfold. So maybe not in that order, but certainly these names side, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, I've got to be honest, I'm a bit surprised that Denzel Ward has gone now. I think the only thing that would be different
Just
for me in
remind
terms
you,
of
you
name,
picked him.
I know I picked him. The only thing that would be different is if the quarterbacks had landed a different way, and if it had, Denver would have picked any other quarterback. And if that had been the case, then maybe Cleveland would be coming into this number 12 pick thinking we need somebody in the secondary. Let's go on and get Denzel Ward.
Fair.
Who knows? They're certainly not taking another quarterback. So
what are they going to do, Sam? At
well,
12, having taken the trade, having robbed me blind to get move up to get for Sam Darnold for the Bills.
Well, this is interesting. I think they have traded down to get this secondary sorted. There might be some more exciting names on here, like certain defensive tackles maybe. But you've got another pretty outstanding corner. A couple of corners actually.
that is a shout.
It's early doors for it though, so they might.
Decisions. Have a think.
Is the corner going to hold out for 22 as well? That's the issue here. If they'll take a punt on it, they're going to risk. No.
All of a sudden that trade's not looking so good.
Hey, tell you what, the smiling.
Are you open the business at 12?
Yeah. Oh.
Is anybody
There's a
interested?
shout.
You should be on the phone to someone like Arizona. You should be belling up Arizona saying, "What are you going to give me for number 12?" Josh Allen is available. Is widely available.
No, it don't matter. It don't matter because I'm looking at the picks. I'm Arizona at 15. I'm looking at 14 Green Bay, 13 Washington. I can see two teams with a quarterback. I'm going to sit here at 15 and wait and see what
Very
happens.
clever. Very clever.
There you go.
You know, I might blow that out of your water with my next pick, but just thinking about it, he's a very tempted defensive tackle with Vita Vea.
Interesting.
He's a very good option there for
I'm
them.
just saying,
I think,
60 seconds are up, mate.
all right, so I think we've said we're trading down for a corner. We're getting a corner. Josh Jackson.
Oh, Josh Jackson!
Josh Jackson.
This guy, you guys
There
need
you
to
go.
watch some tape on this.
Where is
kid,
he?
right?
There he is.
He's from Iowa. I wouldn't surprise me if he falls to day 2. But this kid, I've got like 4 or 5 guys that I love in the draft,
Right,
and this is
okay.
one of them. I absolutely love this kid. He's so versatile.
Yep.
He's just a playmaker. He's absolutely awesome. I mean, he's slightly undersized.
Yeah.
And people from Iowa, like team players who play for Iowa, just don't get the love they deserve. But this guy is awesome.
Yeah.
And I really hope he makes it in the NFL. He's just a great player to
Josh
watch.
Jackson. There we go, folks.
Sam, you're back on the
Going to
board again,
Cleveland
mate.
and
Because you got
Sam.
a bit cheeky.
I'd entirely forgotten that Josh Allen is still on the board. there.
Josh
Thank you
Allen
for
is
reminding
still
me.
on the board, folks.
Whoa. What do you need a quarterback for Washington? Are you saying something wrong with Alex Smith? Captain Charisma's out the door. You can't use him as an excuse.
I was saying you might want someone.
The next big thing.
The next big thing.
It's not like Alex Smith hasn't seen this before, is it?
Wow, wait.
I tell you what, nobody else doing this exercise.
Wow,
on their podcast
wait.
has come up with this.
He's not even got his armchair warm in his Washington pad, and Sam's already drafting his replacement.
Washington might be in the mix for a quarterback, and Josh Allen is very good, and he's very low down the board here at 13.
He is good. It's good value. I can't argue with it. The only option would be Vita Vea, maybe.
Yeah.
How far is Josh Allen going to fall if he goes past Washington?
Oh man, because
He's not going past Washington. I'm having him.
Oh, no way! No way, Alex Smith!
Turns out it wasn't about the name of quarterback last year. It's just about the quarterback in Washington. Whoever it is, Sam does not like. Alex Smith. Go on, Josh Allen.
Wow,
I think that's too much of a shiny jewel at 13 for anyone to be passing up on it, unless you've got very well set.
I mean, he's probably got the most bust potential out of any of the quarterbacks.
Oh, it's a classic Washington pick there after Robert Griffin.
Definitely.
You got that right, Sam.
I mean, that's the stats. I'll get on the phone. That's 3 Joshes gone in the first 13 picks. So
Wow, wait, there you go. Make
very
it
interesting for you. But yeah, I mean, Josh Allen going on to Washington. If you're Alex Smith, I mean, you're going to get a little bit of it, but I think also he's the consummate professional to try and teach that guy. It's not
Exactly.
The funny thing is, of course, is
you're
that
also going to fire up Alex Smith a little bit. I think he likes the competition, doesn't he?
yeah, well, he showed that last year. I mean, let's not get it wrong. Alex Smith, he ain't a big arm, and Kansas City went out and drafted a big arm in Pat Mahomes last year.
Yeah.
And in this scenario, we've got Washington going out and getting Alex Smith, and then they've got the big arm quarterback of the future sat behind him. Is it 1 year? Is it 2 years? How long it takes for Josh Allen? You can't find a better quarterback than Alex Smith.
It's a shiny pearl at 13. They've got
There we go. Interesting, folks. So of the big 4, it was Josh Allen in the collapsing pocket draft that fell furthest.
I mean, I think that's
Possibly.
I mean, Rosen as well. Obviously, Rosen going to 1 is a bit of a shock, but I mean, he could fall too because he polarised opinion.
Yeah.
But Josh Allen in terms of talent could.
Yeah.
You know, it depends what people see in people.
I've read a few things that saying Josh Allen number 1 weirdly.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
You could go anywhere between there and there. That's absolutely fine. Could fall inverting that. Right.
Simon.
Number 14, Green Bay. This is where things start to get
Brian
interesting.
Gutekunst.
He's got a job in his hands.
He does.
Let's face it, like
He
the
does.
Packers have got some holes to fill.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
we've seen Jordy Nelson go.
Yeah.
Could they replace him? One surprise.
Interesting.
They're in the market as in the secondary, but I think at this
they
point,
really are, aren't they?
I think at this point, we've exhausted first round talent at secondary.
Okay.
So I think they'll steal away from that.
Yeah.
To me, they've got to do a better job again after the quarterback. They've never replaced Julius Peppers. He was only there on like 2 or 3 year old man deal.
Oh, hello.
And they played last year with him, and all they've got there now
Yeah.
Is the boy rushing from the outside linebacker
Yeah.
with the hair, and you can't
Clay.
do it. Clay Matthews can't
Clay's
do,
not the same
can't
anymore.
do it all
No.
himself, right?
Oh my God, and that's how.
There's a few defensive ends, and like I said before, Marcus Davenport's getting a lot of traction in terms of one of those edge rushes you can get up. And let's face it, Mike Pettin has stepped in now as defensive coordinator now that Teflon Don Capers is out
Teflon Don's gone.
And he ain't going to be pleased with what he sees in Green Bay.
No.
Because there's not a lot of pass rush availability. And he's used to being defensive coordinator for the Jets when they had Wilkerson, they had Richardson, and they had God knows whoever rushing the pass. They had one of the best defenses in the league.
Totally.
Davenport is a good guy. I think there's a lot of work to be done with him. To me, speed's king. There's the fast defensive end, stroke outside linebacker in this league. You can put his hand in the dirt. You can rush from study up. Harold Landry from Boston College.
Okay.
He's got to be the guy here.
Harold
He's
Landry.
another guy who's not been talked about as much as the process has gone on. I'm going to call him a defensive end, but he could be also called an outside linebacker.
Interesting.
I've got him down as an edge rusher on my.
That's precisely what I'm just saying, mate.
Just checking.
Okay.
He's rushing from the edge, whether it be hand in the dirt on the front line or
Wow.
stuck in the second wave.
I've got a big call to make now, haven't I? As Steve Kime,
I
General
mean,
Manager of the Arizona Cardinals.
I don't think the stars could have aligned for Steve Kime any better than they have in this draft.
Well, it comes down to what do you see right now? I see. For me, this now comes down to a choice between a quarterback and a wide receiver. And you know, you are going to have to replace Larry Fitzgerald at some point, and you have no other receiving talent there to speak of.
It's true.
But you've got a quarterback who, despite being Sam's second favourite quarterback in the league, he might not make it to week 2.
Sadly, no.
And behind him, you've got. Have you got Blaine Gabbert still behind him?
No, I think he's
Oh no,
got
you've
me.
got Glennon. You've got Mike Glennon lining behind him there. Is this Arizona Cardinals' chance to grab a potential franchise quarterback?
He would be a breath of fresh air. He would be. Do you remember when Mike Vick stepped in at Atlanta?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That's what I'm
That was
thinking.
something special.
And that's what I'm looking at, you know. And I'm looking at it and going.
Well, there's another quarterback in here who's got drawn comparisons with Michael Vick, isn't there?
But who else drew a comparison to Michael Vick?
Well, the quarterback I presume he's about to say.
Oh,
Mr. Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
are you calling it, or are you?
Oh, I don't know. I am torn between Lamar Jackson and Calvin Ridley, and I am thinking about, like, what does it come down to, folks? You cannot win in the NFL. You can't win titles without a quarterback.
Baltimore Ravens did it.
Twice.
Unless you're the Baltimore Ravens.
Don't let us ever watch or listen to this.
Oh, do it. Give me Lamar Jackson in Arizona. Oh, wow.
I don't think he's going anywhere near this high.
Wow.
But,
Maybe not, but you know,
Well,
these franchises, they need their quarterback of the future, man. I'm telling you.
I have him penciled into the Cardinals, and I would not be surprised if the Cardinals move up to above whoever ends up with his 12th pick
Yeah.
to get Lamar Jackson.
Really?
Yeah.
I really don't. I would not be surprised in that at all.
Yeah,
This
I've heard
guy,
some good
he's a
things.
franchise
Oh, I
changing
love him,
guy.
but I don't think-
He's got a little bit of Robert Griffin about him, but he's also got a lot of Michael Vick about him.
I love him. I don't think the NFL will do so much. I think
Yeah.
I think it'll be a very good value pick lower down for someone.
If
Yeah.
Kansas City needed a quarterback, they'd have taken him. In this right.
I interestingly had him going number 29. So it was lucky Jaguars.
Ah, interesting.
Just because he'd still be left there and they'd say, well,
So just to
put on
pick it
that.
up, we've got 5 quarterbacks now gone in our top 15. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't far off that.
We'll take that as well. This is going quite nice.
Here we go. So it's fallen nicely.
Sam, mate, you're back on the board.
Sam, rather.
We were
Ozzie Newsome in his last draft. Sam.
Seymour.
So we're now saying
Those dirty birds.
it's got to
Filthy
be a wide
Ravens.
receiver, has it? Or
Oh, has it? Look,
Does it now?
Billy
We were
Snead's
just-
in there now.
We were literally just discussing said scenario.
Loving
weren't
this.
we?
Loving this.
well, there's a couple of good
Oh.
defensive,
Let's face it.
couple of good defensive players still on there.
Baltimore need a lot. What do we need? We need a wide receiver. We need a tight end. When the last time they had a decent tight end? Since
The O-line
Chris
needs a bit of work.
Yeah,
A lot of
right,
work.
does.
Yeah.
I can't
Absolute
say no
best.
tight ends going in that first round.
Well, that's a lie. One's going to your team.
True that.
Not sure that's true.
I'll
That
Mickey
wasn't on mine.
Loomis, I'll decide, thank you.
No, it's going to be. I'm tempted just to throw the other wide receiver in here just to annoy you both. But no, go.
It won't annoy me, mate. And there's no way you're going to do it considering that Calvin's an Alabama boy.
Yeah, go. Yeah, you're quite right. Cortland Sutton. Sorry, I think he'll be going very soon anyway. But yeah, Calvin Ridley.
Wide receiver, the first wide receiver off the board. Now we have had a few years of wide receivers going high. Mike Williams, your boy at Tennessee last year, John Ross at Cincinnati.
Yeah. Corey Davis.
He might not go that. People still worry about his height basically.
Yeah.
His size, not quite sure.
But Ozzy did promise fireworks this draft.
There we go. Well, he wouldn't get them with Calvin Ridley. Simon, you are LA Chargers, Tom Telesco.
You know what? I've not been ticking off people off my board, so I don't know
watch out.
who's still available.
Watch
This is
out.
interesting because the Chargers have got quite a few availability, potential picks here.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of holes to sort out. That absolute shower of a team.
I don't think we do.
To make them even vaguely competitive.
I really don't think we have a lot of picks like you may suggest, mate.
Any good corners left for you?
This comes down, looking at it right now, this comes down to, I would say, one of two guys. You've got Vita Vea, the big defensive tackle in the middle.
Yep.
Let's face it, the Chargers, Corey Leggett's out for 4 games, and outside of Joey Bosa on one side and Melvin Ingram on the other, nobody really in the middle to stop things from going on.
Yep.
Linebacker, Denzel Perryman, always injured. How about an outside linebacker who, in the form of someone along the lines of like Ryan Shazier, who can just get to the quarterback.
Okay.
He can play inside, he can play outside, he can do a lot of different things. This is my man, Rashaan Evans. This might look quite high for some people. This guy's moving up the boards. He will not surprise me if he goes in the top half of the draft.
If you get a chance to get some of that talent from Bama, you take it.
You take your Bama talent.
2 Bama in a row, mate. That's what we're going to put up with here. Woody, must be the pinnacle of your podcast career.
There we go.
You are selecting for your very favourite.
I am.
This is a tough one here because there's not really any gaps on that Seahawks team.
This is tough because you could pick anybody.
It's fascinating, this, isn't it? Because here's me picking for the shite talks. Who'd have thought it?
You're being professional about it, though.
Very professional about it, and the thing is, Sam, is that Seattle, as you say, suddenly this dominant force for all these years. Suddenly there's gaping holes in entire units. The offensive line we all know about. The Legion of Boom is no more. The secondary is depleted.
Defensive line.
They've got the defensive line's being torn apart. They've got no receivers. Who's a tight end? I don't know. Who's behind Doug Baldwin? I don't know. But do you know what I'm going to do? Because they are so desperate, I'm going to make Seattle elite in one position.
Quarterback.
I'm going to make Seattle elite, okay? They've already got 1 first-round kicker in Seabass.
Please tell me you're joking.
They're going to have a 2nd first-round kicker because I am drafting Daniel Carlson of Auburn, and the Seahawks can have a dominant field goal unit. That is my present
do you want to do it properly
to the Seattle Seahawks fan. What?
I'm going to give you 30 seconds to either change.
Hey, listen, I'm in
podcast.
charge of the Seattle Seahawks. I've got a vision. I've got Seabass kicking them from 50 yards. I've got this fella from Auburn kicking them from a bit further in. I've got a dominant team there, guys. Seabass can probably kick from 60 yards, 70 yards.
I can't work out if he's taking the piss or if he's
He's 100% taking the piss. Now, who are you actually picking? No working out about it.
Give me anyone from the.
What offensive line do you want?
Give me anyone from the O-line. Give me Connor Williams from the offensive line. There you go.
Connor Williams.
This actually does make sense for Seattle. Like this, it's probably the case that Mike McGlinchey may be the better prospect. But he's right tackle only.
Your boy's getting McGlinchey, interestingly.
Yeah, I know he did. Offensive tackle, Connor Williams from Texas Longhorns. Some people say he's definitely a 1st-round pick. Other people say that he might step into the 2nd round. I just think he's got a lot of potential. He can play anywhere along that line, even if he doesn't make it for tackle. It's a safe pick if you're.
The other option on the offensive line for Seattle there, I think, would be Isaiah Wynn at guard.
Connor Longhorns. That's interesting.
Longhorns. But yeah, I win at guard as well might be
But
a Seattle.
all I'm saying,
Yeah,
lads, is
there's a few offensive line.
just keep your eyes out for Daniel Carlson, the kicker from Auburn next year. That's all I'm going to say.
Never mind him, man the punter from Texas. 100th best player in the draft, mate. Right.
Dallas.
Number
Here we are.
19,
We're
Dallas
all waiting for
How about those
America's
Cowboys?
team, America's pick.
Just interesting to me.
America's
when do you put
pick.
premium on? Do you put it on wide receiver or do you put it on offensive line?
What, specifically for Dallas or just generally?
In general, mate.
In generally, offensive line is more important than your wide receiver.
Okay, so who are you picking?
Well, 'cause he's still on the board, unbelievably. Defensive tackle Vita Vea.
What?
I know, he's still on the board. Remarkable.
He's still on the board, but I'm not quite sure why we're picking him for the Dallas Cowboys.
Cowboys having him.
Why not?
Alright.
There we go, he's in.
Defensive tackle.
I don't think they're not that solid a defensive tackle, are they?
I'm pretty sure
they've
that
certainly
the
got
one
better.
place of the defence that's solid is the defensive line. However, there's something to be said for taking the best player on the board. And without doubt, at 19, Vita Vea is the best player on the board. And,
You've got to take him out of that.
and Sam, I've got to be honest, mate, this kind of scenario may pan out in the draft because defensive tackles kind of, not completely, but kind of have the same stigma about like offensive guards do, in that you can find talent in later rounds. Not that the position's worthless or anything like that, but the drop off isn't massive.
This, by the way, is also true wide receiver, which on my draft, it's worked out slightly. For my personal one, I did have them going for Cortland Sutton at wide receiver on this, but I think with Vita Vea still on the board, they're going for Vita Vea.
Well,
You have to.
to be honest, mate, sometimes you just got to decide
There you
that
go.
talent is talent.
Talent
It's fallen
is talent.
too far. I like it.
Simon, Bob Quinn, Detroit
That
Lions.
scenario we discussed in the podcast last week, mate, is not coming true as far as you're concerned. I might have mentioned it once, I might have mentioned it twice, I might have mentioned it a million times. The Detroit Lions need a running back. It's that
Yeah,
simple.
They do, mate. They
It's
do.
that simple, and if they
Here
don't
we
pick
go
one,
then.
I'm going to be livid.
Yeah,
They've got to at this stage, 'cause this is a talented guy.
there he is, the big man.
Who are you talking about?
Darius
Darius Geis.
That's exactly who I'm talking
There you
about.
go.
Darius Geis, running back from LSU, is Leonard Fournette Mark II.
Really?
Maybe not got the explosiveness that everyone got so excited about with Leonard, but he's that kind of running back where he'll run for a brick wall.
He's
for you.
literally, he's Mark II, isn't he?
Yeah, he really was like LSU like Fournette was. The kind of guy who will run through anything for you, if you know what I mean.
So he averaged 5.3 yards a carry last season.
There you go, mate. This is where Acorn
Very
Avenue
good.
Oh,
comes
it's
out.
very good. Look
Loving
at
it.
And
this.
yeah, he's just a little powerhouse with running back. He will just get that extra yard.
He's a wee powerhouse. Oh, this has worked out quite nicely because, oh, okay, I'll take this. My name's Mike Brown. My dad was quite famous. And I am drafting for the Cincinnati Bengals. And we all know what the Cincinnati Bengals need. They need something on the offensive line. And oh, hello, look who's still there on the offensive line. Is Mr. Mike McGlinchey. I'll take McGlinchey, please, for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Couldn't argue with it. That's another pick that
Another
matches
fighting
up
Irishman.
with my own mock draft. Yeah, interesting guy, Mike McGlinchey. Very, very talented. Possibly the most talented tackle in the draft. But you watch him when he tried to moonlight at left tackle, and he just can't do it.
Right, okay, well, they got Cody Glenn for that, have they not?
You've got Cody Glenn for that. That's why I think
He's fit,
Cincinnati's the
yeah.
perfect fit for them. They've missed too much on the offensive
They
line.
have, mate. And you know, you look at, I mean, we talked about it before, that, you know, there's that offense has got a lot going for outside the quarterback, but if they can keep the quarterback on his feet, and now we've added Glenn, we've added Cody Glenn, we've added Mike McGlinchey, we're feeling happier in the jungle, Sam. We're happy in the
Excuse me?
jungle.
Oh, look at this! Sam Aykroyd picking for the third time
Here we
for
go.
the Cleveland
The
Browns.
Cleveland Browns.
And there is another corner on the board that I would be.
Another
Also-
corner.
also thinking
Another
right here.
corner for Cleveland.
Well, it's a big tempter.
Well, you want two corners?
You probably wouldn't do, would you?
No,
It's
you
tempting
probably
there.
wouldn't, would you?
Very
Well,
talented
nice to look
defensive
with those,
lineman still on here as well. Which is always going to be a tempter.
Go on.
Like you say that. Well, Marcus Davenport's not moved, is he?
He's not moved.
That's a good shout.
Oh, you won't want to leave him for the Patriots to pick up, but
But
got to be honest, mate. There's one guy staring me in the face here, who's a position of need for Cleveland Browns. They've lost Danny Shelton, the defensive tackle, to the Patriots via trade. And I'm surprised you've not just penciled him in straight away, considering he's an Alabama boy.
Are they desperate for defensive tackle?
I wouldn't say they're desperate, but they've shipped off Danny Shelton.
And most of the decent O-linesmen have gone now, would you say?
There's a couple of very good guards. There's a couple of very good guards on here.
There are. But I don't think they need a guard. I'm just saying, I don't think they need a guard. All they need to do is replace Joe Thomas at tackle. And guards don't do that, otherwise they would be called a tackle.
True that, Sam. Sorry, Roddy. Thanks for highlighting that.
I'm just saying, you don't call yourself a guard if you have the potential to be a tackle.
Right. Fine. I think, go on, because I do love him.
He does love him, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think it's just so much fun as well.
Frequent listeners to the podcast will have heard this name.
I think it's going to be a bit high for him then. I think people are a bit wary of him for some reason.
I think that's fine.
But yeah, Deron Payne then.
Deron Payne, bring the pain.
He'll be used to a bit of pain. Let's get used to it in Cleveland. Defensive tackle Deron Payne from Alabama, selected with the 22nd pick overall by the Cleveland Browns.
I like it.
Oh, holy hell. I am Bill Belichick.
You are Bill Belichick. Can you please do it in the Belichick voice, Si?
No. I can't. I think there's more chance of platting piss than kind of guessing what he's thinking. It makes sense to me that they've got this kind of bit of an arsenal with trade away with Brandon Cooks, just to be able to manipulate the draft. Not necessarily move up, not necessarily move down. One of the two. Don't really know what they're thinking. He obviously wants a quarterback at some point.
Interesting.
When you get to this stage of the first round, it's an absolute waste of time for us trying to project any picks. It's just so much has happened that you wouldn't expect. I think he needs a pass rusher. I think he does.
He does. Yeah.
And I don't think at this point anyone from outside of Bill Belichick will pass on Marcus Davenport. So I'm not going to do it for him either. Marcus Davenport.
There you go.
The ceiling is high on the kid. He's got a lot of work to do, but when he reaches potential, it could be up there with the best.
Patriots can't believe their luck there.
Falling all the way to 23, I think that's where I had it. On my own mock as well.
Yeah, and I've got an interesting one here. I've got the Carolina Panthers at 24. And I think, looking round, I don't want to reach down for a corner in this position, personally. I think if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to try and give the Carolina Panthers, who have, again, arguably the worst wide receiving core in the league. I think maybe now's a landing spot for Cortland Sutton, the Carolina Panthers.
Very nice.
Wide receiver.
This would be funny because they moved on. Kelvin Benjamin, big body wide receiver, physical at the point of catch wide receiver, and that's what Cortland Sutton is. I just think they were.
So they're probably not going to get him then.
No, they might. I think they really just weren't bought into Benjamin's fitness.
Yeah, it's a glaring, need for them, isn't it? It really is.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
We don't really rate what's his name, do we?
No, absolutely not.
Funches. We don't think he's the dominant receiver that perhaps Sutton could be.
I quite like the guy. I just don't think he can do it on his own.
No.
Sam, you're Tennessee, mate. We're interested in this one. Big. Did a good job recently.
In his Tennessee home, who are you going to pick?
Well, I think it's quite a talented linebacker still on the board here. I think they might need a linebacker.
There's a few bits and pieces.
Very handy linebacker out there, I can see.
I'm going, well, a bit worried about their agree now. Leighton, Van
That's the one I was thinking.
This is interesting. I mean, do Tennessee need a linebacker?
Not according to Si, but hey.
I don't know.
It says interior linebacker on there.
Sounds the chief.
Interior linebacker, interesting.
Inside linebacker, I think it's also known as, depending on...
You don't do well with your linebackers, do you?
Well, how is interior and inside different?
If we're getting serious about it, Tennessee,
on
the defence, they've still got work to do. It seems like it's coming together, but it's not really there.
Yeah.
They haven't got anybody on the defence who's the man, have they?
No, they're not. No, you're right.
If we're talking
like
Leighton Van Der Esch, he's the fucking man.
He is the man.
There's no two ways about it. He's a beast.
Yeah.
He's like a Ray Lewis kind of guy. He will get everybody else doing it. He is a stats machine.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can see that. I like it. I mean, I think I might have gone centre or something at this point because there is one centre out there that's a first round pick.
Oh, Billy Boy.
But I also thought at this point in my draft, the latest man the rest would have gone. So I do like that pick, mate. I think it's fantastic.
There you go.
I had about Cincinnati actually on my
Right,
my run through.
I know. I think we all know who Si's picking. As Thomas Dimitrov of the Atlanta Falcons.
Well,
Well,
if
you
I look
say
at my
that,
board,
but
if I look at my board, it
do you
has kind
consider
of what.
him a first round talent? That's the question.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, we know what Atlanta are in desperate need of.
Well, the biggest position that I think Atlanta are in need of is defensive tackle.
Exactly what I was thinking.
They've got some kind of good pass rush going on now. They've decided to work it out. I know they play a 4-3, but they've got the allows our linebackers moving on and things like that. They have lost Dontari Poe. He's gone to Carolina.
Big man.
Big hole in the middle to sit next to
Big
Grady
hole.
Jarrett.
Yep.
And if they're looking for a guy who can get pressure on the quarterback from the interior, then they're lucky that this guy's fallen to him because there might be more talented defensive tackles in the draft in terms of roll game, like Jerome Payne and Peter Bayer. But in terms of pure pass rusher, even if it's only on specific downs,
Yeah.
Taven Bryan, the defensive tackle
Taven
for
Bryan.
the Florida Gators, is unparalleled in this draft.
And a rhyming name, which we always like. Taven Bryan.
Taven
Half
and Bryan
rhyme.
don't rhyme.
Half rhyme. Half rhyme.
How did Taven and Bryan half?
Doesn't rhyme. mate.
Taven Bryan.
Ignore him.
Half rhyme. It
They
is.
both end with the same letter.
They end with an N sound. It's a half rhyme.
Move on, boys. New Orleans are picking.
Don't you challenge me on my literature.
It doesn't rhyme me.
Half rhyme. Anyway, as you know, getting the rhyme wrong. Anyway.
It's not even a quarter.
Who am I? I'm Taven Bryan. That's got a rhyme to it. Anyway, I am Mickey Loomis of the
Taven
New
Bryan.
Taven Bryan. I'm Mickey Loomis of the New Orleans Pelicans.
Oh,
Sorry, the New Orleans Saints. And who am I drafting, Sam? Who'd you fancy? I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to throw it out there. And you know, we were talking about how you were starting to lose some numbers at receiver. I'd love to throw you in there a cheeky Equanimous St. Brown, but I'm going to go for another position of need, a desperate need now, because I'm sorry, Sam, the Kobe Fleener experiment is over in New Orleans. Hayden Hurst, there he is. I'll take that. Hayden Hurst, tight end to the New Orleans Saints.
Is it the missing piece in this offense?
Woof.
Who knows?
The last double H to go at tight end, Si, in the first round wasn't too bad, was he?
Hunt Henry?
Mm.
It went in the second round, but nice try.
Twat.
Hayden Hurst is my favourite tight end in this draft. If you watch his pro day at South Carolina, you just have to see his one catch where he just grabs it like that. And it's miles away from him. He snags it in and runs off as if nothing happened.
Yeah.
It was awesome. To me, if they want someone like Jimmy Graham, this guy's in it. He's more of an all-round, do-it-all kind of guy. Mike Gesicki, maybe from Penn State, someone like that. He can like do the wide running down the field, one-trick pony kind of thing, which the Saints do like.
Yeah.
But yeah, this guy definitely first-round talent. I like him.
Awesome.
Sam, mate, your Pittsburgh Steelers.
Kevin Colbert.
He's been doing a bit of research in his mind there,
Kevin
so I'm
Colbert.
looking around. Steelers.
Well, I had them getting a safety at this juncture of my draft.
Is that because it's an Alabama guy?
He's an Alabama guy, but then there's a couple of guards on there. You got a decent corner.
Decisions to be made
I'll stick
in the
with
Steel City.
I'll stick with what I've got written down here, so I'll doubtless shoot me down over it.
Go on.
Well, I'm sent to buy a running back as well, just to shake things up on there.
Oh, Lev.
Yeah, just to upset left back sent to buy. Not one of the best running, well, a very good running back. No, let's stick with what I've got written down here. Ronnie Harrison.
Ronnie Harrison. One Harrison out the door, another Harrison in Pittsburgh.
What I would say is, when you get to the bottom end of the first round, anybody who thinks they know what they're talking about is wrong. Okay?
Yeah.
You'll get people moving
Well, that means
in.
I'm right.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I'll have that one.
You get people moving in purely for the value, even if it's only 2 or 3 picks up, just for the fact that you can give your guy a 5-year contract rather than a 4-year contract. Obviously, by this point, everyone's boards have gone out the window anyway.
Yeah.
So we're looking at people. If the Pittsburgh Steelers really think they need to address secondary, and it's the one pick away from being dominant again, because they're not far off. Let's face it, the Steelers were in the mix this year, just as much as any other team.
Absolutely, man.
Safety away.
Secondary is pretty soft, isn't it?
Ronnie Harrison. I mean,
Yeah.
I like the pick in terms of positional. It's hard to say with the Steelers. I think if they had, if everything went their way, you'd have something like Leighton Van Der Esch or Rashaan Evans fall to them.
Yeah.
Replace
Yeah.
Ryan Shazier because there's no guarantee that guy's going to play again. It just isn't, is there?
No, that's true, man. It's true.
Moving on to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now this
The Jaguars. Oh.
is a tricky pick because
Does he
they're going to want to. No, they're not going to go quarterback first round. So they're going to want to address their linebacker core. If you ask me, at this point, there's nobody on left on the board that's worthwhile of picking the quarterback, the linebacker's position.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they're going to address wide receiver. Why not? They've lost the Allen brothers. They're gone.
Both Allens, yeah.
There's one wide receiver out there who's probably worthy of a first round pick, and that is the guy from Maryland, DJ Moore.
Yeah, interesting. 3 wide receivers going in our first round, folks.
I won't be surprised if that's the case, mate.
Yeah. You think? You think they're all first round talent as well?
No, I don't think. I think
everyone
only
needs to
Calvin
see.
Ridley is first round talent. I just think that would not surprise me
He
whatsoever.
got his position in his initials.
Yeah, no, thanks, mate.
What was that slightly again?
Do you want to take off a pen duty?
No, it's nice handwriting, so we'll stick with it.
I'm on the board. I
Piss
am
taker.
Rick Spielman of the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, what? I mean, they've got everything there, haven't they? They've got everything. They've got a superstar quarterback.
We haven't got a Super Bowl.
The only thing I'd say, that's true enough, Sam. And do you know what's going to get us a Super Bowl? Is keeping Kirk Cousins on his feet.
Like this.
I'm addressing the offensive line because it is an area where they haven't been the best. And I can see that Isaiah Wynn is staring at me there, offensive guard.
I'll do
And
that.
I think I'll help Mr. Captain Kirk
I didn't going very high.
find
on my
the winning formula in Minnesota.
What number was that?
Isaiah Wynn.
Offensive
Oh, I
guy.
had him at Seattle on my.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
There you go. No, not when they can get another kicker.
There we go. Well done, guys. Like that. It makes sense. I think I had Isaiah Wynn going a bit earlier in the draft. Someone like Dallas, something like that. But
I can't see any
I
of
went
the...
guard anyway.
Yeah, I can't see any of the position that
The truth is,
Vikings
though,
have got a screaming need
If
for.
you are the Vikings or any team like that, you don't necessarily pick for need. You pick based on who's the best
Who's the
player.
best
on
there?
the
Yeah,
board.
you're a Super Bowl team. Your window is now.
I mean, that's very easy to say until he's a quarterback, and I think, why the hell would we pick a quarterback if they've just spent all of that money on Captain Charisma? But Sam, Bill Belichick,
Bill Belichick. Once again.
he's dipped into the market once.
Yeah,
Everyone let's assume he's going to pick again. I think he's going to keep that pick.
I would say do the voice, but you already
I
are.
don't really know what the voice is.
Sort of mumbling, so it's fine.
You've already addressed your edge rusher, or you think you have anyway.
We're
So what are your
expecting.
options?
We're expecting to pick. We always got to leave a little bit of a left field pick for Bill Belichick.
Come on,
haven't we?
Well, he's got more than one option,
Sam.
hasn't
Do it, Sam.
And there's been a lot of talk
Yes.
that this might go quarterback here. Get that replacement booked in. He's pointing at. I know who he's pointing at.
And you're going to do it here.
He's pointing at Mason Rudolph. I'm not going to do that.
You were right, Sam. I was pointing at Mason
I'm
Rudolph.
pointing at, and we're picking him. Even though it's first round, and he won't go first round. But I think Belichick's got his eye on him. Luke Falk.
That is interesting. Quarterback Luke Falk from Washington State.
Luke Falk.
Cougars. I know what you're doing there, Sam. You're trying to check me out, see if I knew these guys in the
I know you know
second
he is
round.
because I think he had the most yardage
did.
in the season.
I have to
He's
go
a perfect.
right down my board here.
He's a
for
This
this.
perfect-
time last year, he was being considered for a first round pick.
He's
There's
a perfect
no way
pocket passer.
on God's green earth he's going 31 overall, but I do like the way you thought about it.
I think Belichick's looking at it. He won't go first round at all.
Is he even on this top 100? I can't find his name.
No,
Anyway,
no,
this
no,
is
he's
Falk.
not-
Oh, there
he's
he
not-
is.
He's
He's
There
an
he
absolute
is.
perfect pocket passer.
Right.
There's no way Belichick isn't thinking
He's not a
about
perfect
it.
pocket
No, he
passer.
is.
No, he's not. But
Finishes off Simon with Howie Roseman.
all right, well, let's face it.
Simon and Roseman. Does that rhyme, Sam?
No.
Right. Jesus, I give up.
This
As
is
you
an
were-
interesting one. I think
Roseman rhymes with Sebastian Grossman. I know that's his first name.
it's not.
Christian
it's,
Grossman.
it's Sebastian
Rex
Grosjean,
Grosjean.
you dozy cunt.
No, I'm thinking of Christian Grosjean.
Christian Gross was the Spurs manager.
You buzzed it all whatever you think of it. Eagles, let's face it, they just won the Super Bowl.
Yes.
A lot of knees.
Nah,
They've already the defensive line.
Yeah.
Looking pretty tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Could be interesting wide receiver, I suppose. Cornerback on the board.
Yeah.
And there are a couple
Yeah.
of cornerbacks sniffing around here. To me, I think they might want to address that offensive line. I think a centre is going to go in this draft. I don't think the Eagles are going to take it, despite the fact that maybe Billy Price is very versatile, could play guard. I think they want themselves a bang-on replacement for Jason Peters, who went down this game, went down this year, struggled.
Yeah.
They could go running back, to be fair, because let's face it, our boy has got 1 year left in his contract, and he's very much like JJ. He's very much likely to break down at any point.
There's a few nice names at running back left.
There is.
Number 1 picks.
I don't think they're going running back.
Kerry Johnson, carry on.
I think they're going to go for Colton Miller, defensive tackle from UCLA.
Colton Miller, offensive tackle from UCLA, wraps up our first round mock draft. Okay, just going through it, Si. Initial thoughts. 5 quarterbacks in the top 15, 3 wide receivers on there. A lot of offensive linemen in this first round. Thoughts on all that?
The quarterbacks, I'd say, is exactly how I thought it would be. To be honest, you're going to have your first. I mean, I know I was the one to change it, but I think you're going to have your first 4 go in the top 5. I think that Lamar Jackson is going to end up somehow to the Arizona Cardinals. I just don't know how exactly. And I do believe, or certainly in my mock draft, I think that the Patriots may sneak in at the bottom of round 1 for their backup quarterback of the future.
Sure.
I just don't think it's going to be this guy. They could get in the 3rd round. What else do you want to discuss?
I mean, any other things of note? I mean, for me, the thing that jumps out there is offensive linesmen. Just how high they're being drafted.
Yeah,
now, not drafted. Do you think that's likely to sort of replicate itself in the actual
a few
draft?
needs there, aren't
To
there?
be honest, Rob, I think that everybody in there is going to be in there. You might even find someone like Will Hernandez, the guard from UTEP, also sneaks in there. Billy Price, the centre from Ohio State, might also sneak in there. A couple of names I think have fallen. Leighton Van Der Esch could very well be gone by 25. I think that's a reach, Ronnie Harrison, but I couldn't understand where you're coming from. I don't know, I just think it's very interesting, really. I'm quite happy with the way we did it. We went one ballsy trade. I like the fact that we nailed it. Josh Jackson's extremely high at 12, but he's one of my favourites on this
There you go, that one slide.
And no kick in the first round somehow.
No kick. Well, I did try.
So despite we did that Cleveland Buffalo trade, I think New England might parcel up those 2 picks they've got, jump up the board and do something.
The jump to 4 is big.
Do you think?
That puts me out.
Do you think Rob Gronkowski goes in the mix?
I don't think Rob Gronkowski's getting picked. Oh, what, sorry?
Do you think New England package those 2 picks with Rob Gronkowski and send them to someone for a backup for their next?
Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all. He's obviously annoying Belichick in minor ways.
Yeah.
But if Belichick thought for a second that it meant that they were going to be better as a team rather than just at one position, he's gone.
Interesting.
They'd be worse off without Gronk, wouldn't they? Realistically.
Yeah. Realistically, they would. But I mean, how many times did they play without Gronk anyway?
That was really interesting. I enjoyed that. I hope you did too. Waving at the camera, and we're going to get we'll get these videos up. We may even do some little clips for Twitter. I don't know, that's being a bit ambitious
We'll
there.
take some pictures. But
yeah, we'll get it all on there. Sam, how did you feel? Mr. Aykroyd Avenue, how did that pan out?
I think that's pretty decent. So there's no one there that. So there's no one missing really.
Yeah.
Vita fell a little bit, didn't he?
Vita's dropped, more than he should do, I think.
That's Josh Allen's fault, though, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, but as I say, it's just a shiny jewel there. But I mean, Vita Vea might go top 10.
Yeah. Do we expect one of those quarterbacks to fall outside the top 10? One of the top 4 quarterbacks? The more I look at it now, the more I read, the more I think, and the more I think it'll be Allen or Rosen.
Yeah, that's a very fair point. I think
The
one
two
of them-
Joshes seem to divide opinion, don't they?
Yeah.
But the same, I could also see all
Well,
four
but-
of them going top 5. So that's
There's also
Yeah,
half chance.
yeah.
There's half chance no one's going to touch Baker Mayfield because he's.
an arsehole.
I've seen him dropping a few.
He could end up at there's rumours at Miami. 11.
Yeah, Miami's. I've heard a few people shout
All
about
this
that.
is saying is that the very worst, maybe at 15, Arizona have a shot at Lamar Jackson, so
Yeah.
maybe they won't move at all.
There you go. Wow.
Like,
We better move
because I
because
think Minka Fitzpatrick's like, oh, fucking shower.
mate, I'm buzzing. I told you, I fucking flagged this up to you last week on the podcast. I
it's
said
better-
to you, I want Minka Fitzpatrick. You had 3 picks to take him off me, and you never did.
It's better that he's not, Tampa. I had him at Chicago on my my one. I could
Well,
live with that. I wouldn't be too upset about it.
I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up in the Bay, and I'd be.
I wouldn't be surprised if we end up at Cleveland. We've got any sense about him.
Number 1 overall.
Why not?
Cleveland or San Francisco? Where would you rather live? Where would you rather play? Where would you rather be?
Well, we're not talking about me. We're talking about Minka Fitzpatrick. I would like to presume.
Folks, thank you very much once again for tuning in or pressing play.
Whatever
should
it
we
is you
say,
do.
Sam? Whatever you do.
Downloading.
When you do
Subscribing.
download,
Go on, Sam. What do they need to do in the downloads?
Subscribe to us as well so you don't miss anything. And then if you're on iTunes at least, I don't know about other suppliers,
platforms.
platforms,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Rate, review, subscribe so other people can find us basically.
But only review if you give us a good review.
No,
Nothing
let
less-
put a shit one on me, I'll just delete it.
Yeah, nothing less than 3, certainly.
There we go.
And you know what?
Nothing less than
What-
your standards have dropped.
When
so
do you,
have I.
would you ever consider going on like a thing and reviewing something like a pub or a bar or a restaurant or a podcast 3 out of 5? It's
Well,
a waste of time,
no,
isn't it? You only
no.
go on to give it a great score or a shit score.
And this is often the case. This
I
is
can see
often
me
the
going on
case.
giving,
And when
going
you go
on
on
to give it
trip,
a great score, and then whilst I'm doing it, just talking myself around
Yeah.
like, I think it's a 3 really.
yeah. And when you go on TripAdvisor for the not bar, you'll see it's very much either a 5 or a 1. No, I'm only kidding, Si. It's a 5-star pub. It's a 5-star podcast, and hopefully it'll be a 5-star draft on Thursday night. What time is it kicking off, Si?
1 AM in the morning.
1 AM, Thursday night, Friday morning, folks.
Where are we this stream?
We're in
Dallas.
Dallas.
Have you got it?
Jera World for the
There
draft.
you go, mate. They
Yeah.
behaved themselves on the toilet scenario.
There you go.
Good stuff.
I'm glad to know.
Big thanks to our sponsors, Rob.
Big thanks to our sponsors. I opened with a mention. I'm going to close with a mention. Si, thanks for
Did you
the
mention
reminder.
the
though.
pocket tail malarkey?
Remember, folks, Royal Flush Designs. Go and get yourselves custom-made T-shirts. You send in any image you want. Here's one for you. Royal
Cock
Flush
and balls?
Designs. Last week, send in some cock and balls, and Johnny will do some fancy artistic design on it. Last week, Sam, you like this one? Johnny gets an email from a guy in America. I'm looking everywhere for this T-shirt of The Rock.
Yeah.
But not just The Rock doing anything.
The outside San Francisco.
No. Dwayne Johnson.
Oh right.
The Rock holding up a old-fashioned style World Wrestling Entertainment Championship belt, and he can't find this T-shirt anywhere, but he wants that specific image. Royal Flush Designs took it in. They did some magic on it. They gave him this fancy T-shirt. He was buzzing.
You know what that Yang didn't get?
Go on.
10% discount, mate.
He didn't get a 10% discount because he didn't listen to the collapsing pocket, the dozy sod. You type in your discount code, folks, pocket 10. The letters in pocket, the numbers in 10.
Important quick question about how he was holding up that belt, because The Rock used to do it in a very specific way.
Very specific
Where he had it like that,
way. He did. Yeah.
With
Yeah.
sort of the front of the belt against his
Oh,
back of his
forearm,
forearm.
yeah,
So
yeah.
he was holding it that way.
And he was doing that, and he was looking up with his sunglasses on,
Smelling
and
what he was
sniffing the
cooking.
air.
Very good.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'd expect nothing less from such a professional outfit.
And it is a really nice outfit as well.
It's just a bit where he tries to sign off and we keep spoiling.
No, my sign-off's done,
That's our
folks.
bit, isn't it?
This podcast is done. This pocket has well and truly collapsed until the next time we speak to you for a post-draft roundup
Review.
We'll see how right we were.
and see how wrong we likely were.
Yeah, no
as
worries.
well. That note outside, crossing off options as we speak. That is it. We are out of here. It's goodbye from Sam Aykroyd.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from Simon Carroll.
Good night, folks.
And it's a good night from me. Take it easy and speak to you very soon. Ta-ra. There you go. And that one over there.
Cheers, guys.
Off.
Yeah. That one there, yeah.
What the fuck is that?
The smokestack